So after watching The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett and seeing the Jetpack missile, I want to actually try and build one of these in real life. So in this video, I'll be making Boba Fett's jetpack that actually shoots a missile. I start off by cutting 2-inch PVC pipe that measure 11 and 5 inches long. Then I assemble a quick mock-up of the air tank. At this point, I start gluing all of the PVC fittings together. Now I start drilling a hole for a 1/4-inch NPT fitting. Then I use the 1/4-inch NPT Tap to thread the hole. Then I screw the brass fitting on. For the power supply of the jetpack, I will be using a 24-volt Kobalt battery and a 24-volt to 12-volt DC converter. Here's a schematic for the electrical system. I will be wiring 2 air pumps in parallel that are controlled by a pressure switch. My only concern on the electrical side is the amount of electrical current each pump requires. So in order to figure this out, I did a pressure test on one of the air pumps and figured out that it only takes about 5 amps at its maximum load. Now I decided to remove the air pumps from their shell and 3D print a bracket that will hold them in place. At this point, I have a working prototype of the jetpack's air and electrical system. Now when I press the switch, this jetpack should release all of the air. And as you can see, this works. Now I go over to the Tablesaw and start cutting PVC to form the enclosure of the jetpack. Then I use my Skillsaw jig to cut the back panel of the jetpack. After I finished all the cuts, I put a 45-degree chamfer on all the PVC pieces using a router. Now I started to assemble the jetpack enclosure by screwing it together. And now I screw on the back panel. At this point, I drop down the air tank to make sure it fits inside the enclosure. Now that I ensured the air tank fits, I start gluing in the air pumps and the electrical converter. Then I drill a hole into the base of the jetpack for the main switch. At this point, I 3D printed out a drill battery adapter and mounted it on the jetpack. Now I cut out the front panel of the jetpack. Then I cut a 45-degree chamfer on the proper edges. Now I start drilling out the top panel. At this point, I glue the main barrel to the threaded adapter. Then I 3D printed out a lot of parts for the jetpack. At this point, I completely assembled the jetpack. So now I completed assembling the jetpack, and overall it looks really nice. Now I take it outside and do an actual firing test, and overall I'm pretty happy with the results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.